Where are all the good cops? You'd think there'd at least be a few, but you'll often hear the phrase, all cops are bastards. Is that too extreme? Well, how would a good cop act? One thing they should do is isolate and report their fellow cops for misconduct, but this very rarely happens because of the blue code of silence. Cops are authoritarian and tribalistic. It is a cardinal sin to speak out against your fellow officers. Junior cops see their more senior colleagues bash somebody or act racist, and they do nothing about it because that would be the end of their career. And so they let a little bit slide and a little bit more, and by the time they're a senior officer who could theoretically do something about it, they don't because they're completely compromised. They have ignored and covered up misconduct throughout their career. We can imagine police culture being different, though the blue code of silence is standard across the world. But for the sake of argument, let's imagine a police force where people report each other for breaking the rules. There would still be no good cops there because of what police are for. Police in Australia were founded to enforce the class and racial hierarchy in the colony, capturing escaped convicts, killing and driving Aboriginal people off their land. That's baked in. It's the same for police all over. The first modern police force was the London Metropolitan Police, founded during the Industrial Revolution, in the wake of the French Revolution, which really worried elites. The role of the police was to suppress workers who were agitating for better conditions and voting rights. And there was plenty of petty crime in London, caused by the economic system the police were essential to maintaining. And let's not forget the slave patrols in the southern United States, which transformed into the police forces we have today. Has their role changed? Police take their orders from the most powerful people in society, so their culture is downstream from that material reality. Of course they're going to be homophobic, misogynist, racist. Their job is to enforce hierarchy. They crack down on progressive social movements for change, and they pick on people at the bottom of that hierarchy. Homeless people, queer people, people of colour. That's the job. Outside of work, cops might be fine people, but on the job, they're just following orders. Let's be real though, most cops are awful on an individual level. The violence inherent to the job rubs off on them. They bring it home. Cops have a huge problem with domestic violence, and they cover for each other. The problem festers. It's like if the Catholic Church were in charge of investigating abuse. And of course, some of them are bastards going in. They're attracted to a job where they have power over others. Lots of cops are bullies who rightly see policing as a neat fit. So does it mean cops are irredeemable? No, I think anyone can change, but the first step is to quit. This topic was suggested by our Patreon supporter Arlo. If you'd like to support Anticop and suggest future video topics, then head to the Patreon through the link tree in our bio. We're fair and balanced at Anticop, so next week's video will be about somebody I genuinely think was a good cop, and why he's the exception that proves the rule.